Hello. The Divine Code reading for January 23rd. We're looking at page 460, starting chapter 9, Reproductive Sterilization, Contraception, Emitting Semen in Vain, and the Severity of the Sin of Murder. Topic number 1. Reproductive sterilization refers to a surgical severing within the reproductive organs, which makes it impossible for the person to accomplish conception. That's the fertilization of an embryo. It is forbidden to sterilize oneself or someone else because this is an act of destruction of the human body. This prohibition applies to sterilization of men and women, children, and adults. Semen Hakina Commandment 291, that aside from the prohibition of sterilization, there's also a prohibition against causing injury. Therefore, although most Torah authorities following Rambam in this matter say there is no prohibition of sterilization for Gentiles, they are nevertheless forbidden to do so in practice for the prohibition of causing injury to oneself or others. So we are prohibited from causing injury unless there's an overriding reason to do so. To save a limb, you might lose or you might injure a limb in order to save the limb or to save a life. There needs to be a reason to do so, and sterilization for the sake of not producing babies is normally not considered a legitimate reason. However, it is permitted for a Gentile to use a medicine whose purpose is to promote contraception, that is infertility from the onset, so that contraception does not take place, since this does not cause a physical destruction of any organs or a fertilized egg. See Shulchan Aruch Even HaEzer 5:12, which states that a Jewish woman is permitted to drink a contraceptive liquid, in our days to take a contraceptive medicine in other forms, such as birth control pills, because she is not obligated in the Torah commandment to be fruitful and multiply, which is incumbent only upon Jewish men. Accordingly, both male and female Gentiles are similarly not expressly commanded to do this. So there's different commands involved. One is the command on the Jewish man to be fruitful and multiply. The Jewish woman does not have such a command, and therefore the Jewish woman is allowed to take contraception. And likewise, a Gentile woman or even a Gentile man who does not have such a prohibition or such a commandment could also take contraceptive medicine, but would not be allowed to surgically alter themselves, because that would involve the injury of an organ. Likewise, it seems that elective female tubular ligation is also not forbidden for Gentiles, because its action does not irreparably destroy the woman's reproductive anatomy, and it can be reversed by a subsequent minor surgery. So what they call tying the tubes for a woman, it would be possible to it's not really destroying the organ, it's rather closing off the space where an egg would go through, and therefore that would be permitted. It would be the removal of the organs that would be that would be prohibited. See Igor Moshe, Evan Ha'ezer, Volume 3, Chapter 15. Topic number 2. Sterilization may be performed if there are overriding considerations for safety or health. If a man cannot or will not be restrained from criminally forcing himself sexually upon other people, it is permissible for the court to order him to be castrated. This can be done for the purpose of safeguarding the man's potential victims from being sexually harassed by him. Moreover, for purposes of healing from illness, it is permitted to make incisions, operations, and other medical procedures upon the person because of medical necessity. Castration of a chronic sex offender can be considered as medically necessary for him. See Responsa Minkut Yitzchak, Volume 5, Section 12. So it's possible that a sex offender, it could be seen both as a way of protecting society and possibly a medical concern on his behalf to be castrated in order to stop his sexual predatorness. So that would be an area where it would be permitted. In any case, it is preferable to accomplish this with drugs. As a short-term solution, the offender can be sedated with drugs. So there are medicines that are understood to have a similar effect to make the person not able to sexually harass a victim. It's preferable to use a medicine rather than castration in this case. But if need be, castration would be an option available to the court. If a woman will suffer greatly from pregnancy or in childbirth, and certainly if pregnancy will endanger her life, she is permitted to have herself sterilized. It is preferable for her to accomplish this by taking a drug instead of resorting to surgical procedure. See Igor Moshe, Evan Ha'ezer, Volume 3, Chapter 12. So basically, the surgical sterilization is not preferred. If it's necessary for medical reasons, then it's allowed. Thank you.